Just united front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just
You heard that right. Kelsey Plum just threw Caitlin Clark under the bus for no apparent reason other than what many are already chalking up to old-fashioned jealousy. This All-Star weekend might have just made history, and not for the right reasons.
I'm a new WNBA fan. Why is she throwing shade at Clark? Because she's an idiot and she's jealous.
Y'all need media training, bro. Like, I hate to see y'all really need media training. This was so unnecessary. And then you gonna take shots after that trash game y'all displayed?
So what exactly happened during the weekend that has all of the sports media buzzing? We got all the juicy details, and what we are about to reveal may be deeper than any money negotiations. Let's get into it.
We're watching the Indiana Fever. More specifically, we're watching Caitlin Clark. These players know that, and they hate it. And they can't even hide it.
In the post-game presser, Plum smirked and announced, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that, calling out Caitlin Clark and her crew. The "that" Plum referenced was the private players-only meeting earlier that morning, where a majority of All-Stars approved the plan to warm up in stark black shirts reading "Pay us what you owe us," a not-so-subtle jab at the league's revenue split.
Kelsey Plum decided to give some backstory about these shirts, and she took a shot at Caitlin Clark. And Sabrina Ionescu did not like this shit, by the way.
And you can just see, even with the way Sabrina Ionescu's reacted, she's like, what did you just say?
Sabrina's eyes bulged as she whispered, "That didn't need to be said." A shocking moment that flipped Plum's casual dig into a live broadcast awkward moment.
we had a very that really needed to be mentioned. I'm trying to make a situation light, okay?
Clark, nursing a groin tweak, still slipped on the protest tee for warm-ups, yet the jab instantly reframed All-Star Weekend from a showcase of players to jealousy exploding around the league. Speculation exploded online before Plum even left the podium. Some hailed her as a hater, others smelled envy from the comment. After all, Clark has spent 10 months hijacking headlines, driving ratings, and inflating attendance by almost 50%. So why single her out? Veteran resentment, pure frustration, or the uncomfortable truth that one star now wields more economic growth than half the league combined? The question isn't whether Plum's comment was malicious, it's why she would even say such a thing when Caitlin Clark is single-handedly carrying the league.
And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it.
If you've ever settled in for an all-star showcase expecting trick passes and playful defense, this one started differently. Instead of the usual bright warm-ups, every player jogged out in coal black tees, shouting "Pay us what you owe us" in block letters big enough to read from the nosebleeds. The message was clear to any sports fan who's followed a contract holdout. We're tired of crumbs. Players get barely a fraction of league revenue, roughly 1/10 by most estimates, while NFL and NBA stars split the pot down the middle. Yet the WNBA has also been swallowing 8-figure losses for years, kept afloat by NBA subsidies. So the moment felt like watching teammates argue over pizza money when the pizzeria's already in the red, losing millions. Fans in the stands traded uneasy glances. Were they witnessing a landmark stand for equity or a very public family feud that might scare off the momentum Caitlin Clark just injected into the sport?
We know your league doesn't make a profit. And the only hopes of it making a profit is that lady right there on my screen. That is the person that can make the profit, and they know it.
Y'all only got close to the green for the first time ever because of Caitlin Clark's shirt.
Players countered that a looming $3.38 billion TV deal starting 2026 should finally lift salaries out of the bargain bin, and these shirts were their opening statement before CBA talks hit the trench. Either way, the shirts took over the night, but the visual protest might not have gone the way players had wished. Moments after tip-off, the internet hurled back memes, factual jokes, and a very public economics lesson that would drown out the actual game. It may not have been the attention that the players wanted, but the attention was there, but for all the wrong reasons.
Whoever told them to do this was a bad move. This is now going viral. I mean mega viral, and not in a good way. This backfired from a PR standpoint royally. The WNBA is getting rushed, obliterated.
Before the opening tip, the protestees were already the biggest topic on group chats and fan forums. Clips of the players lining up in black flooded feeds, and sports blogs like Barstool fired the first volley. NBA checks YMCA numbers. From there, the commentary snowballed.
What exactly are they owed? How does the math break down? They want NBA checks with YMCA numbers.
Casual fans reposted league loss figures, around $40 million last year, wondering how a business still in the red could promise NBA-style paydays. Others joked that the shirts should have read, "Pay us when there's something to pay." The tone felt less like a culture war and more like a bar-top debate after Sunday football. Passionate, sarcastic, and heavy on the pocket calculator math.
The WNBA, I have $3. Are they even making a profit? Or are they still relying on NBA money? Still relying on NBA money. The league lost $50 million last year. What exactly do they owe them?
Them relying so heavily on Caitlin Clark, one player, to generate their money. It's going to take some time, man, to get y'all those $200, $300 million contracts, bro. It just is. This isn't like a one and done thing that's going to take, you know what I'm saying, a year or two. Y'all got to show proven years of winning. And the way y'all attacking Caitlin Clark, beating her up, battering her, I don't know what the future even looked like for y'all with viewership and entertainment.
By halftime, it was clear the shirts had hijacked the storyline. The All-Star game and three-point contest were relegated to side notes. The main event was a league trying to square bold demands with nothing or no one to back it up except for Caitlin Clark. They did all of this under the glare of a skeptical and harsh internet crowd, which yanked the spotlight right back to Kelsey Plum's comment, setting the table for a showdown no PR department can spin away.
This woman's just trashy, dog. Like, Kelsey Plum is trashy, bro. There's a reason why Darren Waller left her. Smart man, by the way, because his salary was pretty nice when he signed with the Giants.
You tried to get them more money last year behind the scenes. They still didn't like you. You came out and spoke out for black women and black women athletes, especially black women basketball players. They still don't like it. Don't matter what you do. The peers of the WNBA do not mess with you. It just is what it is.
By the time the online roasting reached full boil, Kelsey Plum's comment wasn't just a throwaway line. It was the night's villain origin story. Every sports fan knows you don't ice your own hot hand. Yet that's how Plum's comment landed once viewers digested the numbers behind Caitlin Clark's rookie surge. Since Clark's debut, league attendance is up almost 50%. National telecasts have posted their best ratings in a decade, and more than 1/4 of all WNBA jerseys sold carry her name.
Pay us what you owe us. Number one, you could just change that into pay us what you owe me. Because Caitlin Clark is the only player that deserves to get paid in the whole damn group.
So when Plum pointed out that Team Clark skipped the morning shirt meeting, the internet treated it less like friendly locker room ribbing and more like a veteran taking an elbow at the teammate who just doubled ticket revenue. The side-eye only grew when clips emerged of Clark nursing a groin tweak, pulling the same protest tee over her warm-ups anyway. Proof she backed the message even if she missed roll call. That's like shaming the headliner who sold every ticket because she missed sound check.
Let's be serious here. Caitlin Clark is the one bringing in the numbers. We watched the ticket prices drop 50% when Caitlin Clark was announced that she will not be participating due to her injury. The ticket prices dropped by 50% for an all-star game. That should tell y'all other players, you're not as popping as you think you are. I'm sorry.
From a fan seat, it felt like a subtle jab to the league's superstar. Analysts quickly framed Plum's comment as the latest sign of jealousy simmering beneath the league's sudden spotlight. Whether that's fair or not, the optics couldn't be worse. The player driving sponsorship buzz was singled out the very night everyone wanted the focus on equal pay. Plum's dig unintentionally underscored the elephant in the locker room. Jealousy isn't a great negotiation strategy. Even sympathetic fans began asking why energy aimed at the commissioner suddenly detoured toward Clark, who is fueling their best leverage in decades.
What was the point of her saying that? They're their own worst enemies. It's crazy. Nobody hates on women more than other women. The shit is crazy. Kelsey Dumb strikes again. Kelsey Plum is insufferable.
You know what? Caitlin Clark didn't have to do that. She didn't have to wear the shirt or anything, but she did it out of solidarity and good faith to help support the WNBA and the other players. What do? You discredit her and discredit everybody on her team about.
The moment Kelsey Plum finished her 0 members of Team Clark dig, the press room's energy shifted from playful banter to secondhand embarrassment. Sitting just a seat away, Sabrina Ionescu blinked twice, turned toward Plum with a tight smile, and quietly muttered, "That didn't really need to be mentioned." Reporters caught her tone, half disbelief, half damage control, and the podium felt 10 degrees hotter. Ionescu's eyebrows arched in that universal "did she really say that" expression. A brief silence followed, long enough for everyone to realize Plum's aside had just hijacked the presser's narrative. The atmosphere grew so awkward that everyone knew Plum had messed up.
These women are insufferable. They don't deserve more money. They don't get any ratings outside of Caitlin Clark. They openly disrespect her. They don't deserve Caitlin Clark. They don't deserve attention. They don't deserve a league.
Part of me just does wish you would be like, look, man, I'm tired of y'all disrespecting. I'm tired of y'all hating and taking shots. Go figure this out on your own. Let me see y'all get a deal done without me, without my numbers, without my fans who y'all all claim was racist. Y'all called all of her fans racist, but you want to use the numbers supported by those same racist fans. You want to use those numbers to try to get more money.
Ionescu tried to steer talk back to the shirt's larger purpose, but the room was already buzzing about jealous All-Star Weekend. Her visible discomfort was how every fan was feeling, which begs the question fans are already crunching. How big is the Caitlin Clark effect that has veterans turning against her on live TV?
Really unfortunate that Caitlin Clark missed it. The crowd would have been exploding. The crowd would have been exploding. The arena would have been exploding. Oh man, a big miss as far as the WNBA is concerned.
In short, every extra eyeball the shirts were pleading for is already glued to the screen whenever Clark checks in, making her more walking proof of concept than rookie. When owners and players square off in CBA talks, these are the stats both sides will keep sliding to the center of the table. Each data point underscores the central irony of Plum's post-game jab. The superstar she singled out is also the league's best talking point when negotiations open this fall. So when the bargaining table finally rolls out, every demand will pass through one silent filter. How does it play with the Caitlin Clark economy?
Are they even making a profit? Or are they still relying on NBA money? Still relying on NBA money.
And remind everyone the league still leans on NBA subsidies to keep the lights on. Fans have seen this movie. If talks stall, training camp boycotts turn into missed paychecks, and suddenly the momentum Clark created becomes a hostage to boardroom brinkmanship. Quiet rumblings around the league hint at contingency schedules, shorter seasons, neutral site barnstorm games. If the two sides don't close the gap, and every time a player mentions keeping all options open, social media imagines a winner without tip-offs. Bottom line, the next year will feel like a full court press off the floor. A deal gets done and the shirts look like a bold opening play. Miss the shot and they could become the souvenir from the season that never started. And when the clock strikes October next year, unity, economics, and ego will all be on the same collision course, one that could redraw the future of the league in a single vote.
From $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. These are people saying, I'm done. I don't want to watch. Caitlin Clark's not. I bought tickets solely to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star game. I made accommodations solely to get to Indiana to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star game. She is injured. I have no interest in that anymore. People are selling their tickets so much so they just want off of them. 121, okay. You want it for 100? Oh no, okay. I guess I gotta lower it to 80. Oh, you don't want to buy it for 80? Okay, I guess I'll lower it to 70. You don't want to buy it to 70? I guess I'll lower it to $64. The WNBA is paying attention to these trends, and they're seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth. to this league.
One t-shirt stunt blew the game wide open. Kelsey Plum's quick jab reminded everyone that locker room beef never really stays in the locker room, and those bold "pay us" letters made fans and owners alike look straight at the league's shaky bank account. The online booing was loud, the numbers were ugly, yet the call for bigger paychecks suddenly feels legit. Why? Because Caitlin Clark's breakout season just proved the W can pull cash and eyeballs the old ledgers never dreamed of, but only if the league keeps her and her swelling fan base locked in. 3 months until the CBA horn sounds. Owners wave last year's losses like a stop sign. Players flash sellouts and a monster TV deal. Somewhere between those two ends of the court is a play that bumps salaries without sinking the league. Or if the talks brick, triggers a strike that wipes out every gain Clark sparked. The next big whistle might not come from a foul. It might crackle through a Zoom call where agents, execs, and star guards haggle over revenue splits. And that sets up the question hanging from the rafters. When the smoke clears, will we remember this as the night players finally banked what they're worth, or the night a t-shirt blew up the whole league? Comment down below what you think about the players' salaries. Subscribe as the real action is already tipping off in back rooms, and you won't want to miss a moment.